Nobody knew much about Juggs. Not where he came from, not really. Somewhere east of nowhere, probably Arkansas. Maybe not. Maybe it didn't matter. All folks knew was that wherever Juggs was headed, that's what mattered. And lately, he was headed for Austin, Texas. Word was there was a blues jam downtown, a real one, and Juggs figured it was time the world got itself a Juggs player on a shuffle. Now, most folks were used to a harmonica guy showing up. Slick, professional, carrying a little velvet-lined case like he was handling crown jewels. Juggs? Juggs didn't do velvet. Juggs strapped every last crockpot, milk jug, and coffee can he could find around his waist, clanking like a busted wind chime in a hurricane. You didn't see Juggs coming. You heard him. First time he showed up, somebody thought a storm was rolling in. Somebody else thought it was a garbage truck dragging its ass. Door swings open, and there he was. 30 pounds of crockery, a bent grin, and the desperate look of a man carrying a prayer nobody asked for. He wasn't dumb, either. Juggs could break it all down for you. Frequencies, resonance, low mids, solfeggio scales. Had a whole setup tuned just for the hippie chicks. Ran transducer mics off the big ones, piped them through busted pedals and crackling synths. Could make a jug sound like a tugboat in heat, a whale stuck in a drain pipe, or a ghost coughing up its last memory. Mostly, it sounded like a man trying too hard to bleed a feeling nobody else could hear. And every now and then, real quiet, almost by accident, it was beautiful. But Juggs didn't show up invited. He just showed up. Which meant you got a little bit of everything. A bartender mouthing, "Get off the goddamn stage," under his breath. A bass player turning his amp away like he could physically escape the sound. A drunk college kid yelling, "Man, that dude can blow," right before laughing himself sick. Juggs didn't care either way. He wasn't there to please. He was there to blow the pain out. Because what nobody knew, nobody but Juggs himself, was that every morning he woke up, there was a knot inside him bigger than a freight train. He'd said it once, half talking to a bar stool. He was trying to find the note that would encapsulate the hurt. Box it up. Blow it out himself for good. First time he ever heard the low wail of a tugboat at dawn, he knew. Didn't learn it, didn't copy it. Just became it. He wasn't trying to play music. He was trying to exercise. Nobody knew that either. Same way nobody knew about the photo he carried, folded into the frayed pocket of his jeans. An old box, rotting in the dirt. Nothing written on it. Nothing special about it. But Juggs would thumb the edge of that photo sometimes like a man checking if a wound was still bleeding. Anyway, the jams went about how you'd expect. Some nights, he got waved off before he could even finish duct taping a mic to his crockpot. Some nights, they let him play a whole song, out of morbid curiosity, or just because nobody had the heart to tell him no. And every so often, Juggs caught a groove, so raw and ugly it worked. He'd look up, cheeks ballooned, sweat pouring, and there'd be somebody nodding slow like they didn't know whether to cry or fight. And that's where Darla came in. Darla wasn't what you'd call timeless. She was more like unwilling to be timed. Biker chick through and through. Blonde, fake tits so high they looked like they had their own opinions. Leather jacket stretched tight across a stomach that'd seen better years, but still looked like it could outdrink you and win. She had a habit of telling Juggs a different age every time they talked. 32 one night, 44 the next. 28 if she was feeling cute. Juggs didn't care. He liked her tits. He liked that she laughed loud and didn't mind when he played something that sounded like a dying donkey underwater. Juggs was a Juggs man, inside and out. And Darla liked a man who didn't apologize for being a mess. They fit in a way that didn't make sense on paper, but made all the sense in the world on a sticky bar stool at 2 a.m, when the sound of broken crockpots was still ringing in your ears and the next bad idea was already smiling at you across the room.